everyone, I'm Keely and welcome back to my channel, Justin and Keely. Today I'm going to be doing a New Year's Eve eyeshadow tutorial. So I think we're going to do some neutral shades and then do a cut crease and have some glitter for the new year. I know this year we're not going to be having parties and everything, but we can still look and feel ready to get out of 2020 because I know we all are. So let me get started. I'm going to first put some concealer on as an eyeshadow primer. I always drop this stuff. So I'm going to be using the Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra-Longwear Concealer. I love this for an eyeshadow primer. I think it really sticks to the powders and it doesn't crease. It's very good. So I just like dab it on. And then I'll use a nice little brush to blend it out onto my lid. So let me get my brush. This is just a BH Cosmetics brush. I don't know what number it is. 129. BH Cosmetics 129. And I just like to dab and move that around. Make sure it's covering everywhere on the lid. And that it's blended smooth. You can also put some of this under the eye for the lower lash line, but I usually don't because you already have concealer there and some powder, so it'll be able to stick to that. Another thing is you can also use traditional eyeshadow primer. I just think that concealer or a light foundation works just a little bit better because it looks kind of like the same color as your skin already, so you don't have that stark contrast. So now I'm gonna start with I really don't know how to pronounce this. It's Doucce. It's their Freematic Eyeshadow Pro Palette. I got this in an Ipsy box a while back. And I'm gonna use some of these nude colors to do the outer crease. Okay, so I'm going to start in with this light nude color. It's called Mila, and I'm just going to take a all-over shadow brush. This is a Sephora Pro brush, and it is called all-over shadow. Perfect. I know what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to dab that in, try not to get too much, and I'm going to really take that up to the brow to kind of give a nice light nude palette canvas to start with. This palette is a little different. You can like remove the eyeshadows individually, and so they kind of move around a little bit. And I'm not super sure that I like that. But the colors are pretty. Okay, so now that that's done, we have our canvas ready. I'm going to take this Sephora 19 crease blending brush. I love this brush. And I'm just going to get the next darker color in the mattes, which is Courtney. I guess all of these are named after women. So I'm just going to take a little of that and go into my crease. If you get a little bit outside the crease, that's okay, because we're going to do a cut crease below and we're going to put on a darker color above, so it's not a big deal. So I'm just going to blend that out. See, it is just such a cute little color. I'm going to put a little bit, oopsies. I'm going to put a little bit in this corner, on the outer corner, just for a nice blend. And then I'm going to do the other eye. So I am super excited for 2021. I'm trying not to jinx anything, but I just feel like it can't be worse, right? don't know if you guys can hear in the background, but that is my dogs playing in the living room. They're probably causing all kinds of ruckus out there. That's okay. Okay, now that that is on, I'm going to take this LaRousse blending brush. It's called Tapered Blending LR005. And I'm going to dip into this next darkest color on the matte shades. And that one is called Gigi. Cute. I'm just going to dip into that one and go a little higher on the crease. And just kind of place this color for right now. And then we'll come back and blend it. I'm going to create that wing that I love. I'm just going to do a little wing. Try not to get too big of one for New Year's. And just a little more. Just placing the color. Okay, now I'm just going to try to blend it in with that next color. Let me get a brush that doesn't already have shadow on it. I'm just going to wipe off the crease blending brush that I used for the lighter color and then blend that upwards with this darker color. And now that I'm blending, I'm going to use this opportunity to pull out this wing into more of a point and try to blend right here. I haven't used a lot of these shadows, and it looks like they are a little harder to blend out than I want, but I can do it. Alright, so I'm just going to take a little more and really solidify the wing. And we'll take this party over to the other eye. So what do you think? Do y'all always have an eye that looks better than the other? I think my left eye in general looks better than the right. Now that that is done, I'm going to take the Laura Mercier concealer again with just one of these small angled liner brushes. And I'm going to use that to create the cut crease on my eyelid. I like using the angled liner brush to do the cut crease because it gives me a lot of control. So I usually just dab the concealer onto the lid on the lower part and then kind of bring it upwards as I go. Also, if you have the angled liner brush, for me it fits perfectly into my crease here, so I can really make a strong cut crease line if I just drag it all the way through the angle of my crease. So on this side, it went a little bit above the crease line, so let me do that over here as well. Going a little above the crease line, if you have smaller lids, it'll just give you a little more room to work with to really see the effect of the cut crease if you go just a little above it. Alright, so now I'm going to take one of the colors from the Kylie by the Grinch pressed powder palette. It is going to be Mount Crumpet. I love this color. here. And I'm actually just going to take it with my fingers so that I get more of the effect of the crushed glitter. Because the brush, unless you get the brush really wet, it won't get the texture of that you want. So I'm just going to close my eyes and dab it on. And of course you don't have to use these exact products. Just any kind of like nudes to make the outer crease. Any kind of concealer you can do the cut with. And then kind of like a white shimmery, or if you want to go gold, that would look really pretty. I'm thinking of wearing this with a silver dress, so I'm going with a white shimmer so that it doesn't clash too much. Okay, so I am just putting this matte crumpet on the lid, packing that on until about halfway through the lid right here. And then there's still some concealer from the cut crease that I did. And I'm going to use that area to do a transition into the nude. So I'm going to do that lighter nude color that I used all over at the beginning. First, I'm going to do the other eye. Okay, now for nudes. Oh well. I'm going to take this Larousse LR110 shadow brush, and I'm going to dip into the first color I used, which was called Mila. And I'm going to put that just right here on this outer corner that I saved for it. Let it interact with that glitter a little bit to have a nice transition. And I'll do that on the other as well. So now for the lower lash line, I think I need to take a darker color underneath and maybe layer some glitter on top of it. What do you think? Alright, so I think I'm going to take this brown color that we did on the very outer crease that was called Gigi, and I'm going to just put that on my lower lash line. So I like to go, I have pretty long lower eyelashes, so I have to like kind of go underneath them and go side to side there. If you get enough, if you're impatient and lazy like me, you can just get extra and pat it on and deal with the fallout afterwards, which is what I am doing now. So I'm just packing that pretty heavy, and then I'm gonna go right like that. Alright, and now I'll do the other eye. So another good part about doing a darker color on your lower lash line is that any wrinkles or creases that you have there, the darker color is kind of just going to cover that up. So it actually makes your eyes look more youthful by using a darker color. I know it seems kind of strange, but it really can pull anything together. Alright, so I'm going to fix this. I kind of got this all muddy from pulling it forward too much, so I'm just gonna bring it outwards with my beauty blender. You can correct a lot of things with a beauty blender when you're doing your eyeshadow. And then I'm going to just brush the fallout away really quickly. Alright, so for my inner corner, I'm going to be using something from the Fenty Beauty Killawatt Foil Highlighter Palette. I love this palette. It's so pretty. I think I might actually go with this white shimmer here. This one's called SubZero. Get it? So I'm going to use my finger for this one as well, just so that you can get more bang for your buck with the color. And I'm just going to pat it right here in the inner corner and drag it up a little bit. Alright, now I'm just going to do that on the other eye as well. So now I'm going to take a little brush and dip into that SubZero and just bring it down a little bit to the lower lash line and blend through with the Gigi color that is also on the lower lash line. and clean up the inner corner a little bit. Okay, so now it's time for mascara and lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay, lashes are on. For New Year's, you want to go really dramatic, so I use the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara after curling my eyelashes, and then I use some of these Ardell Faux Mink Wispies. I really like these. They're cheap, and if you're going out, you're probably gonna maybe lose your lashes or just destroy them when you're taking them off. These won't break the bank. Alright, so I think it's time for a lip. Yeah, what do you think? So what I think I'm going to go with today is this Kylie by the Grinch collection lipstick in Who Needs Presents. So it's this nice nude pink color. And I'm not going to use liner or anything. I'm just going to put it on. Nice and creamy. And it applies really easily. So if I don't talk while I'm doing it. Alright, so there is the Who Needs Presents lipstick on. I think one last thing, just because it's New Year's and you want a lot of color and a lot of glitter, I'm going to layer on this Mr. Grinch lipstick from the same collection on top, and just to give it a little shine. It's a nice, like gold shimmer lipstick. Alright, so there you have the finished look. I hope you like it. I hope you love it. I hope you try it for New Year's if you want. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope to see you again in another video. Thank you. Bye.